Today I am making homemade pasta and I'm going to show you how I make it. It's a super simple recipe and you can modify it to add sourdough or not. It takes an hour start to finish and they make the cutest little pastas. So ideally you work on like a countertop of sorts, and then you can either use, this is white flour, or I have semolina flour. I like to do half and half, but you can do whatever you like, either or. So I start with a cup of all-purpose flour, and then I do a cup of semolina flour. You can sift these flours, but I forgot, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make myself a little well, and I'm gonna crack 3 eggs into my well. Also going to add about a teaspoon of salt and a tablespoon of olive oil. And then you can start mixing your eggs in the well. Oh, my well already broke. Maybe make your well a bit deeper. But mix it all together, and then you want to slowly start adding flour from the sides. You know, like, I could refilm this, but I just don't think that things have to be perfect. And my pasta's gonna turn out. And sometimes it's nice to see people that like don't do it so perfectly. I'm kind of a messy baker or a messy cook. I'm just a messy girl. So add your flour, and then you're gonna mix with the fork until you can't anymore, or just until you don't feel like it. I don't feel like it anymore. Oh, you can't even see the mess I made. Okay, there's me being messy. Okay, bring my olive oil back into the mix. Now I'm mixing with my hands. And it should come together in like a loose clump. It'll take a little bit of time to actually like come together. But I have a little cup of water here, and we'll start adding some water in if I need it. Sometimes the dough works out a little bit drier, and sometimes it's like just fine. But don't freak out, because it's going to be really crumbly at first. And then as you knead it, it will turn into a really nice smooth texture. But expect it to look like, you know, super cakey and flaky to start. Okay, add a tiny bit of water there. And you're just really gonna wanna put some elbow grease into this. Gosh, this is hard work. You're gonna know your dough is ready when it forms into a ball and it's just like nice and soft, or when you break a sweat. I was probably kneading this for a little over 10 minutes. You can also break it in 2 sections and knead it if that's easier, but like it's so pliable now. Anyway, I'm going to wrap my dough, and this just helps the gluten bonds develop before you cook it and roll it. So I'm gonna wrap my dough and then just leave it on the counter for 30 minutes plus. So now I'm coming back to my dough. If you leave it for longer than 30 minutes, I just put mine in the fridge and then just take it out a couple minutes before I'm gonna start rolling it out. Flour the counter, and to make it a little bit easier to work with, I'm going to cut it in half. And then you pretty much just roll this as thin as you can get it. And then once you get your dough nice and thin, this is where you decide your shape. You can either make linguine or spaghetti. I'm going to show you how to make bowtie pasta. So you're going to take a knife and just be mindful to not cut through the surface of your counter. You're just going to cut a rectangle, so like that long. And then once you have your strip, you're going to cut sort of squares And to make your bow tie, you're gonna squeeze either side and get the middle to lift up and then pinch. There you are. So lift one side, lift the other, and then you want to squeeze so they both crease in to the middle. And then pinch. And you will place your pasta in the boiling water very carefully. And then after about 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes, I like to spoon my pasta out. Then you are going to top your pasta with your favorite sauce and enjoy. They're huge and perfect, and they do such a great job of scooping all the sauce. Okay.